Hey, Kenny.
Yes, sir.
How's the sales staff doing with Floral Friday sponsorship?
Another team potentially in on DHop as he will visit the Patriots next week after he visits the Titans this weekend.
Okay.
But my question is this. Is there a path for him to be worth the money that he's commanding or no?
No. Not
because you've been out on him since day one.
Yeah, and I think I'm being proven right to an extent is that no one jumped at the chance to sign him. And oh, by the way, when DeAndre Hopkins put out a list of quarterbacks he wanted to play with, did any of those guys go to bat to get him the deal he wanted, to get him signed? You don't end up in New England because you want to be. You end up in New England because you have to be. Right. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I was going to say this goes one of two ways. Either somebody pays him his money, but he's going to be on a bad team, or he swallows his pride and realizes, okay, I want a Super Bowl ring. I'm going to take a lot less.
Reports coming out about Russell Wilson. He's apparently lost, quote, significant weight in preparation for the season. Is this like Miggy being in the best shape of his life, nothing burger, or is he poised for a bounce-back year?
We talked about it during the fall. I think anyone who watched the games, he looked woefully out of shape. He looked slow. He just wasn't Russ. So, yeah, I think it was probably a bit of a reckoning for him because his athleticism was gone. So, and guess what? Sean Payton does not give a damn.
Yeah.
Sean Payton's the one the owners are going to listen to, not him. So, hey, man, maybe he gets it turned around.
Yeah, I think he's become Sean Payton's reclamation project. That's going to be the reason why. Not losing the weight is going to help him, but I think Payton is going to install an offense, and heck, he may bring Dalvin Cook out there to help out the running game.
So this is, I don't know which part of this story is more interesting. Julian Edelman appeared on Gilbert Arenas' podcast. Talking about how he used to date Jerry Rice's daughter and how when he'd come over to visit, he would wear Jerry Rice's rings.
This is
his
really
Super
bad.
Bowl rings.
This is really bad. Where are you going with this?
I just wanted to, that's the end of it. I just wanted to know which part of that story you thought was more bizarre. The fact that he would wear the Super Bowl rings? Or
Probably what Gilbert Arenas put in a teammate's shoe. You can Google it.
Did he pull a Najee Davenport?
Except it wasn't a laundry basket.
We'll just move on. Tyreek Hill said his goal this upcoming year was to record a record-breaking 2,000 receiving yards. This breaks down to be like 17 games, 117 yards per game. Last year he averaged 100. Yeah. And you rely on Tua to be healthy. On a scale of 1 to 10, how lofty is this goal?
Probably about a 9.5 because I think they're going to bring in Dalvin Cook. I think they need more balance. Also, Jalen Waddle is there, and he's a hell of a good player. I don't even think it behooves you to have that type of season if you want to win games.
Yeah, I would say I don't think he's going to hit it. It's nice to have goals, but this isn't something that I think is going to be obtainable.
Well, he averaged nearly enough yards last year to come kind of within sniffing distance of it. That's the reason why it might not be so low.
Well, no, but it's what Mike said. If you're hitting that goal, then you're not winning games. Now you're about yourself. Now you're DeAndre Hopkins. Now, if you want to win, the ball goes to every other people, but you win. So that's how I see it. If he hits that, then you're looking at a bad Dolphins team.
So last half of this blitz here, Bleacher Report released a running backs list and where their best fit would be. People with still have a question mark about their career. Darrell Henderson, number 1. The New York Giants. He worked out for them in December after being cut by the Rams. Yeah. The idea would be to take some stress off of Saquon at that point.
Yeah, Henderson's problem has been injury, a little bit of fumbleitis. Look, I'll take anybody as a backup to Saquon because they're going to be the starter when I get rid of Saquon. I'm done with this crap.
Are you really going to get done? I just thought that they were going to work out some type of a long-term deal.
He doesn't want to work out a long-term deal. He thinks he's something special.
So franchise him each year until you're just done with him?
I think he's franchised for right now, and that's it. It's over after this year.
He's next year's Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, remember, it's a new coaching staff, and it's a new regime.
You know what? You're right.
Plus, they can vilify him when he didn't take their $12.5 million a year.
You're right again.
Next one on the list, Leonard Fournette, KC. Kansas City can use him as a part of a committee. Fits the need for a pass catcher element, too. What do you think about that fit for Leonard Fournette?
Don't hate it. Plus, anything the Chiefs do works. So who am I to say otherwise? Anybody they put in that backfield works, Rico.
It does, but Fournette has just been the biggest underachiever his entire career. He was taken 4th overall. And,
I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you don't draft a running back there.
Speaking of drafting running backs, Dallas, Zeke Elliott returning to Dallas. They signed Ronald Jones. They drafted Deuce Vaughn. And apparently that's not enough, according to Bleacher Report, to fill Zeke's role. What do you think of that?
I think it's ridiculous.
That's root for radio.
Jerry
happen.
Jones is obsessed.
Yes. Guys, I told you to go find his replacement. You didn't. Zeke, come on back.
Tony Pollard is so much better than Zeke Elliott. They're not even at the same dinner table. It's absurd. I would never bring him back. He's done, Kenny. He's done.
And the last one on the list, Kareem Hunt to the Washington Commanders. Eric Bieniemy was Hunt's running back coach in KC. They could have a reunion there. Nice little fit.
I don't hate it because it hasn't worked with Antonio Gibson. I don't hate it. And they have a familiarity. Hunt had to get out of Cleveland. It soured there. I don't know if he's still the same player. This is why we don't pay running backs.
Right.
But I don't mind being reunited with the very person who helped design an offense that really launched you as a 3rd-round pick out of Toledo.
Surprised one of those teams wasn't the Minnesota Vikings.
Because they have no hope of winning this division. Because the Lions are winning this division. We are getting a home playoff game. And the parking will be cheaper than for the Taylor Swift concert.
And you'll sell your tickets for $5,000.
And the last thing here, just popping up, so far the Jets, Saints, and Bears all publicly said that they don't want to be on Hard Knocks. Why do we continue to force teams onto this show that nobody seems to really watch or care about?
Because the league can. And because Rico, RL, TV Market, our very own Tom Wamsgans, he knows it. The networks control everything.
Yeah, you signed the deal with HBO. You promise me a team every year. I don't care who it is. Make it happen.
And that is In Football Today.